Hello and welcome back to JW's Dugout. John here. Hope you guys are having a great Sunday. A rare Sunday video for me. I think this is actually the first time that I've ever put a video out on a Sunday. And before anybody decides to panic based off the title of this video and the thumbnail as well, this channel is still about baseball cards and always will be. But that doesn't mean we don't have to, color outside of lines every now and again. Today is the first Sunday of the NFL season, and I thought we would celebrate. And what I think that means in terms of this video is I get to sneak in a little fear and loathing when it comes to sports cards, and I'll tell you why. As some of you know, I'm a diehard Atlanta Braves fan through and through, have been my entire life, as well as a diehard New York Knicks fan. I live in and breathe by everything that happens in Madison Square Garden. But when it comes to football, I've been riding the roller coaster with the Buffalo Bills my entire life. It's been an interesting ride, and let me tell you, this fandom has been one long exercise in heartbreak. I became a fan living in upstate New York as a little kid, experiencing the four consecutive Super Bowl losses, and we've had some good teams in the past. We have a great team now and have had it for the last couple of years. Can't get over the hump of, the Kansas City Chiefs. I have one of the most dynamic players in the league in Josh Allen and just can't seem to get it done. We have the Hard Knocks curse hanging over us, if that is such a thing. We'll see how the season progresses. But I thought, in honor of tonight's Bills versus Ravens Sunday Night Football matchup, I thought it would be fun to celebrate or commiserate together and take a look at some of the Buffalo Bills autos in my collection. I don't have an extensive football card collection, but I do have some key cards, and I thought, let's switch it up a little bit to celebrate the start of the season and flip the camera around and take a look at some key Buffalo Bills cards that I have in my set. So let's flip the camera around and enjoy. All right, guys, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time on this video, given that it's not the main area of focus for this channel, but I thought it would still be kind of fun to run through some of the Bills autos in my collection, both modern, a lot of modern. I try to collect some of the key players from the current roster, but then also a lot from my childhood as well. So we'll just kind of run through it. We'll say a little bit about each player, and then we'll call it a day, and hopefully we can get a Bills victory following this video. So first up, if you're a Bills fan, you got to start with, the man, the myth, the legend, Jim Kelly. And this is his 1987 Topps rookie card in a PSA 9. I think I showed this off in one of my pickup videos a little while back. Have been looking for this card for a while. It's not his first Topps card. He did have a card in 86 prior to obviously joining the Bills, but really happy to have this one in my collection. And, when it comes to Jim Kelly, he is the absolute heartbeat of those 90s Super Bowl teams. Hall of Famer who carried, us to 4 straight Super Bowl appearances. And I still wish just one of those would have ended with a ring, but that's how the game turns out sometimes. It doesn't always go in your favor. Along with that, I of course picked up a Jim Kelly autograph, and this is from 2022 Panini Clearly. It's numbered out of 99. Nice on-card auto of the legend. Got a nice little write-up in the back as well. Beautiful looking card, and nice kind of segue in terms of passing the torch to the next guy on our list here. We'll put Jim Kelly up here, front and center, and that is our modern savior, Josh Allen. This is his 2018 Panini Prism rookie card in a PSA 9. Apologies for the glare. I usually don't have shiny cards on this channel, so I should have probably messed with the lighting a little bit to make it a little bit better for you guys. But Josh Allen, what can you say? I mean, big arm, big heart, hurdles over linebackers with ease. Honestly, he's the reason Bills fans believe every single year and have believed for the last, 5+ years. Just an incredible player, an incredible story, This is a guy who wasn't heavily recruited out of high school in Northern California, went to go play college football at Wyoming, and really kind of proved the doubters wrong. And I think he's a perfect fit for the city of Buffalo and for Western New York because he's just a blue-collar guy. And I also picked up his 2019 Donruss auto. You'll notice a lot of my football autos are sticker autos. That's just kind of the way it goes. A lot of these are Panini. But this one's out of 25, and really happy to add it. It's kind of an early career auto for Josh Allen, and it's good enough for me. So really happy to see what he can do this year, following up on the MVP season of last year. We'll put him up here, right next to his buddy Jim. And then this next stack, I'm just going to kind of flip through. I won't really call out each card, but I do have kind of a small PC of Josh Allen. Again, I'm not a huge football card collector, but I do like to, if a card catches my attention at a show or on eBay, I will pick it up. These are very, very inexpensive cards, but cards that I really like. The state-of-the-art card that shows the state of New York, my home state. Love it. Some shiny stuff, some mosaic, center stage. Again, I do like the mosaic. I'm not, for a vintage guy, I'm not a hater when it comes to these new cards. This red, white, and blue prism. And then these are cheap cards, but this Prestige Heroes, I like the comic book style of it. So just throwing some of those out as well. All right, and now we'll get to, the rest are just strictly autos. Some from past legends on the Bills, and then some from the current squad. So first we'll start off with Joe D, the incredible offensive lineman, the Hall of Famer. This is his 2004 Donruss auto. This is basically the guy who paved the way for the ground game in the 70s for the Bills. Part of the famous electric company that many of you guys might already know about, who blocked for O.J. Simpson. I don't have an O.J. Simpson auto in my collection. I don't know how I would ever feel about having an O.J. Simpson auto in my collection, to be honest. Not to get too deep in the weeds here, but happy to have Joe D's auto. He's a Bills legend, and great looking auto as well. All right, next up, 2023 Select Fred Jackson auto. Here's a guy that really resonates with me. He's one of the most beloved Bills, I would say, ever. He was undrafted, he was overlooked, but man, did he play with heart. He gave Buffalo everything. And really the fans, like they always do, Bills Mafia gives it right back. So really happy to have that one. Another one of my favorites from my childhood. This is his 2024 Optic auto. The criminally underrated Eric Moulds. Man, did I love Eric Moulds growing up. For years, he was really a bright spot in a pretty dim Bills offense. He was reliable, consistent, and really tough as nails as a receiver. All right, next up is the 2024 Prism auto of the coach. Very, very, very happy to have this. Marv got us to the Super Bowl, to the Promised Land 4 years in a row. And I mean, when you think of him, who doesn't think of, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Still gives me chills whenever I see highlights of it. Really happy to have this. Great looking auto. And the Hall of Fame inscription too. I like that Hall of Fame 01. Okay. Next up, another phenomenal receiver, Andre Reed. This is his 2023 Optic auto. Jim Kelly's go-to guy. Hall of Fame receiver who could make plays over the middle when it mattered most, and just a pivotal component of the Bills offense in the early 90s. All right, next up is something from 2024 Topps Chrome, which of course is unlicensed. I picked this one up on eBay a couple months back. Doug Flutie. Who doesn't love Doug Flutie? From Boston College all the way to Buffalo. The Flutie magic. You know, for a brief shining moment, he gave us Bills fans some real hope. Some real hope. And still, to me, one of the most fun quarterbacks I've ever watched in Buffalo. I mean, of course, you got Jim Kelly, you've got Josh Allen, but Doug Flutie was something else. Just a tiny guy on the field who could really do it all. So happy to have that one. Even though there is, you know, the licensing issue, I think the way that he's positioned on the card, it's not a problem. This one's numbered out of 150. All right, let's keep going. I don't want this video to get too long. Next, we have another phenomenal player, and that is Thurman Thomas. This is his 2021 Panini Black, all-purpose back who really did it all for the Bills. He could run, he could catch, he could block, and just another really key piece of those Super Bowl teams. If you ever get a chance to watch the Four Falls of Buffalo, definitely recommend it. I mean, I need therapy after watching it, but it's still entertaining. And Thurman Thomas is featured heavily on it. Still very, very much involved with the Bills nowadays. All right, last Bills legend I would say is, in my collection at least, is Bruce Smith. This is his 2021 Mosaic. Simply put, the NFL's all-time sack leader. He was just amazing. The face of the Bills defense for quite some time, and really one of the scariest men, I would say, to ever line up across from a quarterback. You did not want to be looking out into the middle of the field and then see Bruce Smith pacing toward you. Just a legend. Okay. So the next few, and just to wrap up the video, are some key guys on the current team that I'm really excited about. This is 2023 Illusions, James Cook, who has potentially one of the worst autographs in all of sports. I mean, come on, just JC, that's it? That's all you got? That's all you got for us? But, I mean, he's the future at running back for the Bills. They just locked him up to an extension after he sat out. It was one of those quiet holdouts, or whatever they want to call him. But explosive, exciting back. And, you know, Bills fans are really hoping he's the long-term star that we all think he will be. Got him on my fantasy team as well. Next up is a guy who means more than football, and this is his 2024 Donruss, Damar Hamlin. You guys all know the story. And what a story it was. His comeback, to me, is just bigger than the game. Every fan across the board was rooting for him. And really happy to see him, you know, back and playing and being a pivotal part of the Bills defense. All right, another guy who I am expecting big things from this year, but I don't think a lot of people are, is Dalton Kincaid, Bills tight end. This is his 2023 certified, and it is numbered out of, it's so hard to read, 163 of 349. And yeah, so he's a guy with big expectations. He's got good hands. He runs good routes, but took a step back for sure last year. And I'm hoping he can kind of turn it around, because he's a talent, but he's got to learn to block. He's got to learn to avoid injuries. So happy to have that one. All right, let's keep going. Trey White. Love this guy. This is 2017 Contenders. Tre'Davious is really a shutdown corner when he's healthy. He's getting up there in age now, but he's the kind of player who changes how offenses line up. Glad to see him back with the Bills. Looking for big things. This is his rookie card as well. All right. Couple guys who I'm expecting big things from this year. Khalil Shakir. 2024 Donruss. Here's a young guy, young wideout with I think a lot of upside. He's flashed enough to get Bills fans excited and about his role in the passing game, and should be a key target for Josh Allen this year. And then speaking of wide receivers, another guy that we expect to really step it up this year. This is his 2024 gold standard, and that's Keon Coleman. This one's numbered out of 199. He's got size, definitely has swagger, and he's got great hands. So hoping that he can kind of be the dynamic duo in the receiving core for the Bills. All right, last auto, and then I promise I'll wrap this up, and then we can get on to watching football, and that's Ray Davis, a guy with a really good story, too. I really like Ray Davis. This is 2024 Phoenix. Another just key rookie from last year. His addition in the backfield I thought was great. Great insurance policy for James Cook, but also a guy who can, take the ball into the end zone when they're, deep in the red zone. He's got depth, power, and can keep the defense honest. All right, guys. So there you have it. These are some of my favorite Bills autos. I know this video is a little bit different, but got a nice mix of legends here, some heroes for us Bills fans, and then some hopefuls. And being a Bills fan isn't always easy, but like this video, it gives some great stories. And tonight, as we take on the Ravens, I'll be right there. My son, he won't be up. He'll be to bed, but he's wearing his Josh Allen jersey right now. And I'm going to go change into mine as we get ready for the game. And I'll be right in front of the TV, likely with my fingers crossed and probably yelling at the TV at some point. But I really appreciate you guys for joining me. I appreciate you putting up with this detour. I know we're all baseball, but I thought, start of the football season, let's take a little detour. But don't worry, we'll be back to vintage baseball cards on the next video, which should come out on Tuesday of this week. Some great pickups. My Hank Aaron finally arrived, which I'll show off along with a couple other key cards. But for now, go Bills, and thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, a comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your wives. Thank you guys. Have a great Sunday.